Welcome, my dear ladies. Welcome to the show. This is yet another episode of my amazing Aquarian Age Women series in 2021 with the goal to connect and unite us women across the globe. I'm really happy to have you here. So, I'm Tanya, your host, owner of discoveryourfemininepower.com, the brand that helps women to reconnect to their feminine energy. And everything is energy. And here we speak about feminine topics, spirituality, and how to be this empowered woman of the new Aquarian age that's coming. And money is my favorite form of energy and my favorite topic. If you head over to my website, discoveryourfemininepower.com, you'll discover that I help women to start loving money. And I also teach women how to buy and hold cryptocurrencies. Join my group for the updates and the dates of the next webinars if you're interested. All the links will be below. So now let's head over and say hello to Barbara, my guest today. Hi, Barbara.
Hello. Hey, everyone.
Welcome. Barbara, you are in Spain right now, but originally you are from Estonia.
Correct.
And Barbara, you have a financial coaching business. Your website is barbarabengacoaching.com.
Yeah.
I will link everything below. Don't worry if you didn't catch that one right now. So, Barbara, you teach personal finance from an energetic point of view. You say money is energy. Can you please elaborate a little bit what you mean?
Yes. So actually everything is energy. And I don't want to sound like very woo-woo or but this is basic physics, right? That everything is energy, vibration, and frequency. This is how our universe operates, and we are no different. The space between us now is not actually space, right? It's just our brain is wired to perceive it like this. And so money is not just the number on your bank account or the notes in your hand. When I realized that, my life changed, because one basic rule of energy is that it changes from one type to another, right? It never, as the law says, it never disappears. It just like mutates, yeah, from one to another. And if you think about it, money does the same, right? You can have that 50 euros, 100 euros in your hand, and then you give it away, you get something in return, and it has turned into a pair of shoes, or it can turn into houses. It can take the form of crypto, for example, or gold. So this is what I mean by money is energy, is that it constantly changes shape and value, but it never really disappears. And once I discovered that, my mind sort of opened, and I stopped feeling poor because I started seeing money everywhere.
Exactly. Money is everywhere. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we're so conditioned, we don't realize this. But it's a really nice way of explaining how your journey went. So I like the way how you explain how money changes the shape and it's still value. Very interesting. You also say that there are two sides to money, right? The
Mm-hmm.
IQ and the EQ. Does that have something in common to your explanation?
Yes. So let's just see the terms IQ and EQ as such. I think everybody knows or has heard of them, right? But IQ is the hard intelligence, right? I don't know if they made you take the IQ test at school, where you have like four shapes and then you have to recognize one that is different, and then it gets more difficult. Have you ever done that one?
Luckily, I didn't have to do it.
Okay, I had to do it many times and it never turned out very well. I was like, oh, I'm stupid. Uh, So that is the IQ test, and then there is EQ, which is emotional intelligence, which is responsible for how we, understand how we relate to other people. And it's also true for money. We can have hard financial skills, so planning the budget, saving, having goals, investing. What you do with crypto, I think, is pretty IQ based also. But then we have this intuition or the feeling about money and how we use it, how we enjoy it, how we relate to it, which is emotional. And this is where most people have issues. So we have a lot of limiting beliefs, a lot of trauma around money.
Mm-hmm. What kind of issues would you say?
Well, what you said earlier, for example, we are conditioned to think about money in a certain way. So most of us hear at least once in our lifetime that money doesn't grow on trees, or you gotta spend money to make money, or money comes with hard work.
Yeah.
And now if you look at like money is energy, and then I have to work, I have to work so hard to get it. Like, it doesn't make any sense, I breathe freely. So why do I have to work my ass off to get money? Right? And that's the EQ part. You start relating to money in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense, yeah?
Yeah, I think it's very important to understand these differences, and the limiting beliefs have so many layers, and it takes a lifetime to eradicate all of them. Every year, I started in 2018, and every year I go deeper and deeper, and there's more limiting beliefs coming out. So it's an ongoing work, actually.
I think every time you want to level up, we call it leveling up, you need to go through that eradicating or a review of your beliefs. It's like a ladder, right? So you go up, and every time some new, sorry for saying this, a new crap comes up. And yes, it's like you go up financially in your life, but then sort of in your unconscious mind, you go down. Because the higher you aim, the lower or the deeper you have to cleanse, basically, in your subconscious. And then you may want to hire coaches or therapists to help you get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, exactly. That's where you come in, right? We can hire you, for example, to clean out these.
For example, there are other people that are better than me, honestly, but just to let you know that at some point, maybe you need help. If things are not moving in your life anymore and you're not creating the money you want, then there's something you don't see. But it's up to you, really. Yes.
Exactly. I really like how you distinguish these two sides of the IQ and EQ, because that was exactly also my conclusion after 2019 when I wrote the book and really had set off my financial journey. I realized that you need to know the technical stuff to how to save, what is money, how does it work, but then there's a whole other world as well, which is the EQ, as you say, the more psychological aspect, the limiting beliefs, and do I love money? Do I love myself? I think it's very much connected to loving yourself as well.
Oh, yes, this is a really complex topic. And by the way, this theory, the IQ, EQ, is not mine. It was introduced, I think, first by Ken Honda, who's a Japanese author, and he's worked with millionaires extensively over his, I would say, 30-year career. But the thing is that if you don't work through your limiting beliefs, or if you don't work with the EQ part, then you can't really build wealth. It's sort of like, I always compare it to like sailing with a leaking boat. Yeah, maybe you have money coming in, but then you also have this like unconscious programming that makes you lose money, or you have some compulsive behaviors that will not allow you to manage your money efficiently.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. And that's often the case with people who suddenly get rich or get a lot of income. It doesn't mean that they have learned to manage the money.
Lottery winners, actually, statistically, 90% lose their money or end up worse than before in the first 5 years. Because of that, they just like, also it's about the capacity or your container. Ken Honda talks about it. You have a container for wealth, and most of us have it very small. So if a lot of money suddenly comes in, we just like, we can't hold it energetically, we can't hold it. It's like, it explodes. And that's why we also lose money.
Yes, I heard this as well. Interesting. You mentioned Ken Honda. Actually, I have read his book Happy Money recently, and
I recommend it to everyone. Yes.
I wanted to mention it because the name came up. Happy Money, Ken Honda, for all the listeners who want to head over to Audible and get it. Audible or Amazon. It's really good. A very, very, how to say, complete. Yeah. When it comes to the entire topic of money, I'd say. Yes.
Because a lot of financial advice out there is solely based on the money IQ, right? Or about the practical aspect. And so many people say, well, it doesn't work. I'm trying to save, but I can't. Or all my budgets fail, and that's why. And because Honda's knowledge is based on actually working with millionaires, you can trust him on this, you know.
Yes, exactly. We need more than just the budgeting and getting out of debt. That's good, but there are two sides, really. Yeah. How did you get to this conclusion, actually?
Well, good question.
How did you reach this? Yeah, how did you reach this state of mind where you understood yourself? Oh my God, there are these two sides. It's not enough only to save and everything will be fine. There is more to this.
Well, I was a compulsive saver. I was somebody who was always very good with money. My family wasn't good at all. So I saw some very strange behavior with money. And I went the other way, but I ended up just like holding on to money too much and being really worried all the time. And I realized that it didn't make me happy. Plus, I tried to avoid some of my family's mistakes. And as you know, we are programmed to move from pain to pleasure. So my first instinct was to find ways to like build a different life. And I started analyzing what my family were doing wrong, so to say. And that's how I discovered this, the whole mindset thing. So I would say, yeah, I just wanted to escape sort of my family history. And then on my journey, I discovered so many interesting things. I decided to share everything with clients, with listeners, with readers. I have a blog also, and maybe help other people manage money better too and develop a better relationship with money.
So we can read your blog on your homepage, barbarabengacoaching.com. Okay.
Yes, so there's services and blog, yeah.
Good. How old were you when you started to become aware of that something is not right with your family's mindset about money? Was that really early on already?
You know, I went to the supermarket once with my father. My parents divorced when I was 2. That's another topic. But I went to the supermarket, and then so he was buying food, and he had more than my mother had, right? And every time I was like, oh no, I think that's too expensive. No, no, let's not buy this. Let's buy that. And he was like, wow, you're just like really worried about money, but you're like 8 years old. Seriously? And I was like, oh. So I think at about that age, 7, 8, I understood that we were poor. So,
Okay.
yeah. And already back then, imagine I had this behavior, like, oh, I can't afford this. This is too expensive. Let's save. Crazy, right?
Yeah, I think I can't afford it. The sentence, I can't afford it,
Mhm.
is very destructive.
Oh, yes.
You're sort of depriving yourself of something you'd like to have.
Mhm.
When in reality, most of the time, I'd say, when I was saying this to myself, I actually had the money to buy it.
Yes. The thing is, we are either afraid that we will run out of money, or that there is not enough coming in, usually. So if you say I can't afford it, then you're just worried about something. It's not your reality very often.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's really only on an energetic level.
Yes. And then another great writer, Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he always tells us not to say, I can't afford it. Ask yourself, how can I afford it? That's very empowering.
Exactly, yes. How can I afford it? I remember he keeps saying this in every book.
Yes. And then you start thinking, well, hey, but how could I afford it? What do I have to do? And so that sort of takes you out from dreaming to action, and puts you into action, and starts you on creation of money. Not even manifesting, but actually creating, right?
Exactly. You have to also take an action, not only dream of it.
Yes.
Meditating and all is very good, but then you need to take some kind of action.
Yes, I think there are two extremes actually these days. So, I go to many Facebook groups, and that's how I market also. And so there are groups who just do like strategy, planning, doof, doof, doof. And then there is the other ones that are just, oh, I'm manifesting. And then I ask the manifester as well, do you have financial goals and the strategies? Like, no, I'm focusing on other things. So it's like, guys, work together, put those things together. It's going to be so much more powerful.
Exactly. Put the two things together, and that's what you do also in your programs.
Yes.
Um, I saw, well, if you head over to Barbara's website, you'll see her products. She makes one-to-one coachings, but also something very, very special. Do you want to tell us what your specialty is? Maybe also what is your normal coaching and what's your specialty?
Yes. So my normal coaching is I have a one-to-one program where we work on the money EQ and on the limiting beliefs and the traumas and all that part for 6 weeks, 6 sessions. So that is 6 weeks. And then the rest of the time, the other 6 weeks, we work on financial planning. So that's a nice comprehensive program. And I am creating one that I'm super excited about, because one of my hobbies and passions has always been fragrance, perfume. So I found a way to put perfume and money management together through integrating the feminine archetypes. And I'm going to launch a program in June.
Wow, tell us more. So you put
Okay.
fragrance and money together. How is that possible?
How is that possible? Well, what is fragrance, first of all? Like, if I say perfume or if I say fragrance, what comes to your mind?
My bottle of perfume at home.
Okay, but why do you use it? Or when do you use it?
Smelling.
To smell good.
Hopefully, yes.
Okay.
Not all of them. Not all of them. I only like a certain type.
Very interesting. Yes. So that's what you already said it. You only like a certain type. So I don't know if you or any of the listeners are aware of Jung's archetypes. There was this psychologist, Freud's contemporary, Carl Jung, and so he created the archetypes. Okay, so basically archetypes are universal symbols and images that are rooted in the collective unconscious. That's why you see the same stories all over the world that emerged at times when people didn't travel extensively. Okay, so you have the orphan, you have the evil queen, you have the werewolf, like from Australia to, California, basically, all over the world, and it's the same story. And Jung says that archetypes are responsible for that. So, inside a woman, there are 4 archetypes. Some say 7. I stick to 4. So we have the queen, the mother, the lover, and the maiden. And so I discovered that actually fragrances or scents also have archetypes. And then you can use them to embody and integrate all your feminine archetypes. And that's also a way to tap into your highest potential, because what we really want is to create wealth and abundance, right? So I don't know if that's making sense to you right now.
Yeah, you're the first person who speaks about that, so it's all fairly new. But this is amazing, and I have heard about the archetypes, and my listeners probably haven't, but we could possibly link some interesting things below. Or if somebody is new to this topic, what do you suggest? What books to read? Where to start learning about archetypes?
Well, there's a book by Carl Jung himself. I think it's called The 12 Archetypes, because there are men's archetypes too. Men have archetypes and women also. So I'll deal with men later. In September, I will do a program about men. But the thing is, Jungian psychology is so bloody complex. Freud is easy compared to Jung, right? That there's a lot of different theories. Some of his students sort of proliferated the archetypes, and they say now, no, there are 7, then there are 12. They're like, so you have to know what you're looking for. So I get my knowledge from some like Estonian and Russian therapists, and usually they're family therapists. So I first came to this in 2014 when I read a book called The Art of Being a Woman. I don't know if it's been translated into English. I will find it out for you, but it was in Estonian. And then Natalia Kobilkina talks about the archetypes a lot, and she has programs also available. But so fragrance or of perfume to me is a way to connect with my soul, and it's also a way to display the different aspects of my femininity. How it relates to money, basically, is that what people like us want is to make the highest vibration of money, which is only possible if you are, well, if all the aspects of yourself are well integrated, if you know your life purpose and you know what to do. Yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
So I think they flow into each other quite nicely. And fragrance also is linked to your memory. So it can be used for various things, really, like deeply psychological, for manifesting, for recalling memories, for seduction, for selling something. It's crazy how many applications fragrance actually has, also in contemporary marketing.
Yeah, that's true, actually. The smell can bring back memories from a long time ago, and yeah, I see that.
Using it consciously is the trick. We don't usually use fragrance consciously. We just go with the flow, or we go with the marketing. What's popular, we use it.
Exactly. And also, I was recently talking to a man about this, that, well, we all have smells. Our bodies have smells, and depending on the hormones, I like the smell of some men or I don't. And it also does, there is a connection apparently that if you don't like the smell of somebody, you will not get along with this person.
Yes. Hormones, well, actually pheromones, which is a type of hormones. And there's a bit of a debate about whether humans have pheromones, but yes, we do, especially in adolescence. Obviously, like, you notice an adolescent when they walk into the room, right? And the amount of pheromones decreases with age, just like hormones. So this is like the specific category that is responsible for attraction.
Interesting. Yeah, I see you're really the professional, and we're looking forward to knowing more about this course. So you say you're going to launch this special course soon.
Yes, on the 7th of June, it's going to be called Money Power Fragrance, and it's a 4-week course. So each week we go through one archetype, and then I will tell you a lot about the corresponding fragrances, how to use them. And as a bonus, I'll also tell you how to make money in each archetype, because I'm a finance coach. So that's something very, very different from what you're used to. Nobody else is doing it at the moment. And it's my baby. I also want to see how you react. So very exciting.
Cool. So 7th of June, it's a 4-week course about fragrance and money and how to integrate this into the archetypes. Wow. Yeah, we are definitely looking forward to that. And this is something completely new I have never seen or heard of anywhere else.
Well, probably because you said you only use one fragrance. This is our comfort zone. We have one dominant archetype, or maybe two. So anyone who's listening who thinks about their perfume is like, yeah, I've been using the same for like 20 years. Well, now is your time to know why and how to choose them better in the future.
Very good. We're looking forward to knowing which fragrances to buy.
Hashtag not sponsored, right? Yes.
Yeah, so that is your future plans. You still offer the one-to-one coaching, and then the course is coming up. It's exciting. I will link all below and tell everyone about it.
Well, I also do one-to-one sessions, like I call them power of fragrance sessions. So if you want like a quick insight into your like sort of combination of archetypes and like a quick way of getting into fragrance, you can book the private session also.
Okay. Would you recommend to do that before your 28?
This is something, I don't talk about money there though. They're two different things. So in the private session, I literally just talk about archetypes and perfume. And in the course, I'm going to include the money aspect. So they're actually different. You don't have to do one before the other.
Okay, now I see. Amazing, great. So it's going to be exciting in June.
Yes.
Yeah. Would you like to add anything else to our great talk today?
Well, just stop worrying about money. Well, one thing though, you got to understand what kind of behavior you have around money. If you like save too much or if you spend too much. And if you want to change that, just try to go the other way. Stretch yourself a little bit. I always say that. I hear my money story when I spent, I don't know, a few thousand, on a coaching program. which also marked like a great point in my personal development history. I felt so free after I spent so much. Yeah. But not everybody is like that. Some people spend too much. So if you overspend, try to restrict yourself a little bit and get a tracking system in place. And if you save too much and you're afraid to let go, find ways to sort of, give a bit more, spend a bit more, and see how this is not the end of the world, basically.
Yeah, that was good advice. I can actually confirm that this works.
It does.
Also my experience.
Yeah,
Yeah,
get out
it
of your
does.
comfort zone. Yeah, your behavior with money is sort of your comfort zone, and development is outside of the comfort zone. So if something's not working and you want to change it, well, you have to do something that's not easy, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. Jump. I always say jump, and a whole new universe is going to open up. But you need to jump. You need to
Yes.
get out of this layer, go move up, jump the fence, and on the other side everything is different. You can't imagine before you jump it, actually. You only will experience it if you take the step.
Yes, there is a great quote, right? Everything you dream about, everything you want is on the other side of fear. So
Yeah, exactly. I can totally confirm that. Okay, good. So let's come to an end. Thank you very much for this talk. It was really interesting to get to know you and to get to know your projects. So we're all going to head over to barbarabengacoaching.com and check out your blog, and also probably sign up to your fragrance course. That sounds very interesting.
I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to meeting many new ladies from your community. You can connect with me on social media also. Very happy to say hello. By the same name, Barbara Benga Coaching. I'm anywhere. Anywhere you want, I'm there as Barbara Benga. So find me.
Website, Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah, mainly those three. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Very nice.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, dear Barbara.
Thank
and
you.
I wish you a good day.
You too. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Ciao.